All right, welcome, James. Thank you for joining. We're going to get started. We have this recorded. Hopefully, we have others that will join in. But just to be respectful of time, we will start this evening's town hall. So, welcome to our Region 1 Professionals Executive Board Town Hall. This is just an opportunity for us as your executive board to let our membership and our community know our things that we're doing, our initiatives, some of the progress that we're making, some of the things in the pipeline to look forward to, as well as an opportunity to hear from our membership and our audience, and to really just get some feedback and be able to answer any questions that you may have. So if we are ready, we'll just continue on and start our presentation. Next slide. So this evening's agenda, we're going to start out with an introduction of the board. And if anyone wants to come on and say hello, they can, but we'll just kind of give a brief intro. I will. Then we will go into national directives, regional directives. Then we will hear from Ariella, our chair-elect, on some of the accomplishments, move into our communication zone and the initiatives and updates. You will then hear from membership zone, then program zone, finance zone, and finally we'll move into an open Q&A. Nice. So yeah, let's meet the board, our lovely professional board who has generously volunteered their time this year to help in the NSBE mission. We have first myself, Linnell Sneed. I am the R1PEB chair. Next, we have Ariella Sanders, our R1PEB chair-elect. Angelina Edwards, our chair emeritus. Thermo Barracks, our treasurer. Sean Carswell, secretary. Gabrielle Stanislav Cujo, who is our international membership chair. Shane Garraway, our programs chair. Justin Amavor, sorry if I butchered that, our college initiative chair, and Redolia Moore Ellis, who is our young technical professionals chair, as well as our telecommunications chair. So definitely want to give our board a shout out. A few are new. Many of us have been serving now for a few years now. So definitely excited to work with our board this year. Nice. Next slide. So now we'll talk about some of the national directives. Our national directives is really what is guiding us on what our objectives and what our goals for the year should be. So definitely following the lead and how they want to see NSBE move and progress this year. So the first directive is around developing our chapters, just providing those resources and the programming that's really going to help in engaging in our mission and progressing our membership. So we definitely agree and want to align on national directives in that regard. The second national directive is around elevating our membership experience, streamlining the membership experience, especially coming out of COVID. It's been a while, but there still has been a struggle, I feel, across the board with just, making sure the membership experience is one that is fruitful and one that is beneficial. So we want to make sure that we are looking at streamlining those systems, those communication and, providing benefits in doing so. And lastly is broadening our reach. So, definitely expanding communication, collaborating efforts, things of that nature, just to make sure that NSBE is still relevant, even within our industries of engineering and STEM. So in summary, national directives are very precise and direct, but definitely have helped us in how we are establishing our goals and our initiatives as well on a regional professional level. Next slide. And welcome. Thank you for everyone that is joining. Feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat as you are falling in. Next, we have the regional professional objectives. Again, these are objectives coming directly from myself, just from the last experience over the last few years. A little bit about myself. I've been on the board for about 4 years now, serving on a regional level. We've made great progress even during COVID and coming out of it. So these are just some initiatives that I, personally just, looking at national objectives as well as our PUB objectives and pulling from those to see how we as a regional professional board can make a difference and add to the value of NSBE this year. So our first, directives or goals, I'll say, is around reconnecting with our membership. Definitely taking from our national directive here, where we want to make sure that we're establishing those connections, reconnections, reaching out to our chapters as best we can to show support, whether it's on a programming level or which we'll hear more about on a membership level, but just finding ways throughout that we are reconnecting with our membership and letting them know that we are here as a resource. Investing in our chapters, again, directly coming from our national, directives and initiatives, investing in our chapters, really just making sure that our professional chapters, again, know that we're here as a resource. I know there was a time where we were kind of pushing out a lot of content, but program-wise as well as other things. But I think this year across the board on our board, we are very clear that we don't want to necessarily reinvent the wheel, but we want to do a better job at investing in our chapters. And hopefully we can hear tonight from our chapters and our membership on ways in which we can do so to make sure that, you are holding us accountable in this area. And lastly, marketing the brand of NSBE. Definitely just, partnering with other organizations that align with our brand. I think we definitely started last year and this year just pointing out certain brands that may be outside of NSBE that are good candidates for us to partner with, collaborate with, just getting our name and our mission out there to let it be known what we stand for and some of the things that we provide, within our NSBE professional region. Cool. Next slide. Next, I'm going to pass it on to Ariella, our chair-elect, and she's going to talk about engagements and accomplishments so far. We can't hear you, Ariella.
Can you hear me now? Okay, thank you. So, definitely going over our engagements and accomplishments. So, some of the things we went to. So, we have our professional conferences. First, we are looking at the National Leadership Conference, which was in Baltimore, which was held June 14th and the 18th. That is where we got to talk to all the other regions, talk to national board, the professional board as well, and developing some things and getting to know each other. Next slide. Um, then we have our next two. Right after we had our NLC, we did have our professional leadership conference, which was August 15th to the 17th, which was on Microsoft Teams. This is where we definitely for our chapters, we had a lot of things that you could take back to implement into your chapters, which was recorded. We then were able to go to the professional development conference, which was August 23rd to the 27th, which was in Dallas, Texas. Um, this was a really great experience coming together, meeting other professionals, also gaining the knowledge on workshops and other things to increase your professional development. Next slide. So another accomplishment that has been done, we have rewritten our operating guidelines. So successfully, we have been able to redo those, and hopefully for our delegates and our board members, it will be able to be published somewhere so that you guys are able to do that. And it's the same for our bylaws. It was said at the National Leadership Conference that they would like all regions to kind of have their own bylaws. So for these two documents, it has been accomplished that they have been created, documented. Now it's just going through the next steps, which includes talking to our PB parliamentarian, probably going through the document review committee to review anything and moving forward for any votes. But next slide. Okay, and I will hand this off to Ree. Ree, we can't see the slides if you're sharing screen. Okay. Are you able to talk on this slide?
And I didn't realize I was on mute. Did anyone hear anything I just said?
No.
Well, that was a transition for the books. All right, so let's try this again. So good evening, everyone. My name is Rodolia, and for this slide, I'll be wearing my Region 1 professionals, young technical professionals hat. What I had said earlier, which no one heard, was we're very proud to have partnered with Vico Instruments, company within the semiconductor space, to put together this Vico Instruments and Region 1 Professional Scholarship. As you see on the screen, these are the 5 finalists that represent Region 1 and Region 6, excuse me, Region 1 and Region 5 and Region 6. Across those 5 recipients, $25,000 was issued. And so we are very proud to say that this is one way that we continue to contribute to the NSBE mission of increasing the number of culturally responsible Black engineers who can excel academically. So we're very proud, and thank you, Ariella, for the opportunity to speak to this. And I will pass the mic back to you.
Thank you. So going to the next slide, we've successfully appointed our collegiate initiative chair, Justin. He's a computer science major. We do have some of his duties, which is shall work with the National Collegiate Initiative Chair and the Regional Academics Chair to implement programs for community college, undergrad, and graduate and NSBE members. Shall initiate some programs, activities, and so forth. But Justin, did you want to speak on being appointed?
Yeah, no, it's just been great to be a part of NSBE, and I've only been on the board for a few amount of weeks now, but it's been good so far. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. After that, we can go to the next slide. So if you are interested, I would highly recommend everyone to scan the QR code. We still do have some open positions. So in our admin zone, we do need a parliamentarian right now. Angelina, our chair emeritus, is acting parliamentarian. I'm also assisting kind of on the document side. For our membership zone, which is under me, I do need a membership chair. Comp zone, we need a public relations and publications chair. For programs, we need the PCI chair and talent development chair. And for finance, we do need a finance chair. So if you're able to pull out your cameras, scan the QR code, send this code out. We still have the application open, and we are definitely looking for more individuals to come onto the board as we're transitioning and we're learning all together. If you have any questions, again, you can email any of us. But I will now transition to Sean for the comp zone.
All right, cool. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're just going to go over the communication zone. Next slide, please. So basically, we have some basic fundamental goals. We want to continue supporting virtual and in-person chapter initiatives to increase engagement at the local level. We want to make sure we're giving the opportunity for our local chapters to let us know what's going on and also help promote whatever they have going, what they're trying to accomplish. Utilization of communication tools to highlight our regional membership and national initiatives. I'm going to pass the mic to Redolia in a second, but she's actually going to discuss some of the outreach that we've had thus far and some of the successes that we've been progressing with over the last quarter, and increased visibility of our special interest groups, our SIGs, through existing social media platforms. So we're definitely getting the word out there. We have our followings up. I don't want to steal all of Redolia's thunder, but Redolia, I'm going to actually give you the mic so you'll be able to talk to some of the great things that you've done. Also, we are working on our website. We have a new vendor, so we're just trying to align with the new vendor. So stay tuned for that, but trust me, you will not be disappointed when we get it up and running. All right, so Redolia, the mic is yours.
All right, so good evening, everyone, and thank you, Sean, for that introduction. I am proud to say that we have been able to accomplish quite a bit with still more room to grow. So what you're looking at here is on the right side of the screen is the most recent cover page, if you will, for our September newsletter. If you aren't following us on Instagram or on our distribution list, I strongly encourage you to reach out to us if you don't know our handle so that you can be in the loop. We share quite a bit of information in our newsletter across all the NSBE spaces so that we stay informed. So as you can see, I've aggregated some data for at least somewhere between the past 30 to 90 days across the platforms that we currently use. So on Facebook, as you see, we have 318 members. Our post, to be honest, we have not posted in some time. The last post was placed around May. So this number doesn't reflect all of the activity and so the truest outreach we could have had, but still a lot of opportunity to grow there. Instagram, one of the most popular platform that we use that has seen a lot of traction over the past year and change that I've been on the board. We now have a number of 564 followers, 11 in total, 11 were in total, 6 of those who chose to move on to follow other members. So our difference is about 5. With the posts that we've been providing, we've reached about 205 individuals and engaged 61. LinkedIn is another platform that we're looking to leverage a bit more as we're seeing some activity there, but definitely with a lot of opportunity to grow. So we have 196 members at this point. As far as the post and the views, you see 0 and 5 respectively with an asterisk because it did not reflect some of the more recent posts that we've done in September. So hopefully we see that number change over time. And then lastly, Twitter, where we have 247 followers. I will say, speaking to the point that Ariella made earlier, as far as having publications and publications chair, having extra bodies there would help to divide and conquer, making sure that our message is being shared with on as many platforms as possible, and increasing our numbers as far as members and engagement go, and making sure that we're consistent and it's sustainable. So I'm gonna, before we go, I'm going to move to the next slide and pass the mic over back to Sean.
All right, great. Thank you again, Redolia. Like I said, Redolia is doing a lot of great work, and also be sure to send us some of the things that your chapter or you're doing in the field. Redolia's putting together a wonderful newsletter to highlight the chapters and its membership. So if you got something dope going on, let us know. We'd love to use that content to basically fill out our newsletter. So again, please contact us or email us information or a photo at our email, which is posted here. We have our QR code that's next to it, also to join our distribution list, so you can receive those newsletters that showcase the chapters and the individuals in the region. All right, so as Ariella said, break out your phones, make sure you cop that pic and check it out, and make sure you sign up. All right, next slide.
So coming back to me, for membership zone. So definitely excited about this. So thank you. So first, going over membership data. So on the left-hand side, we do have our national membership data. And just so everyone is aware, as NSBE is in the process of, we are updating our website, and they are trying to make it better so that we're properly recording these numbers. The membership committee is currently in the process of making sure that these are getting tailored to make sure we are having it as accurate as possible. But as right now, as it reads, nationally, we have 5,666 members, which breaks out into membership types. So for NSBE Junior, 761, Collegiate, 3,111, Professionals, 1015, and then we have our lifetime members at 708. Now, going specifically to our important hearts within Region 1, we do have a total of 651 altogether. Breaking it down into membership type, NSBE Junior goes into 52, Collegiate does go into 409, Professionals we do have is 119, and Lifetime is 77. I would like to bring a lot of attention to this, as I am working with the membership committee on making sure we are increasing our numbers. This is something that's very important, as we do see the number of collegiate and the number of professionals, because there should be a amount of collegiate coming and transferring over to be professionals. So that rolls into our membership zone. If you could go to the next slide. So membership zone goals, we do have, so first, articulating our inherent value. This is very important things I would like to hit this year for it. So creating a why should I join the NSBE Professionals one pager, kind of giving individuals that understanding of this is the benefits of becoming a professional, kind of helping our newer graduates convert over to the professionals, and also connecting with everyone who's an experienced professional, increasing the visibility of the content of SIG and regional activities. We do have our lovely SIGs, which actually this past weekend, the process SIG just gave a yellow belt Lean Six Sigma training. This is things that could definitely help you boost your professional development. So definitely increasing that. Third bullet point, increasing the connections between young and experienced professionals. This is definitely important, and it will help the process. So this is something that's very important. Going into the second goal, empowering resource potency. This is kind of to help individuals understand their resources of understanding of being in the leadership in these positions. So creating a professional membership handbook, that's kind of understanding the history within Region 1 professionals, where chapters are, how to connect with certain chapters, and also even pointing out the unique things about our chapters. Also providing training and support to materials to build sustainable chapters. We definitely want to make sure, like Linnell has said earlier, we're paying very much attention to our chapters and making sure we are supporting you guys as much as possible. And third, leveraging corporate partners for professional development training. We definitely want to make sure that you guys are continuously improving yourselves in anything that you need that we're able to put out for you, and even with program events. So third goal for the membership zone is amplifying the impact through expansion. So, hopefully in the process of starting 2 new professional chapters. Now you will hear later on we are working on, talking to community colleges, which, Ree and Justin will be able to hit on. Definitely increasing our membership. So going back to our numbers right now is 119. So that is just reminding everyone, please make sure you are registered as a NSBE back through your NSBE portal, and make sure you are registered as a member within Region 1. And then also, retaining our existing chapters. So for right now, we are, always continuously working on these goals. As we're moving forward throughout the term, they will get more specific on, once we get our numbers solidified. But this for right now. So next slide. So now going into our active chapters. So on these next 2 slides, if you want to take a picture, these are our active chapters as it stands of right now. Now, if you do have questions if you don't see your chapter, please feel free to contact me. Ree, if you could go to the next slide as well. Right now, we are in the process, which you will see, of the membership committee on the national side and the PEB side. We are working on sending this out to everyone to recharter your chapter, just so we're properly accurate keeping track of how many active chapters there are. So if you could go to the next slide, please. This is the QR code for the annual chapter recharter. We would like you to renew it, and obviously, required for practicing our governing documents, making sure you have the proper positions, and we're having delegates, so just so our voice is heard that way through your chapters. Chapter support from the regional and national level. These are very important things, so we understand how many positions you have and how many members you have, at least, so we know how to target and support you. And then executive officers, and senators receive these discounted rates for conferences. As individuals, you guys are stepping up into leadership. Obviously you do get these discounted rates, so making sure that they're able to accurately apply. So if we can go to the last slide. Lastly, definitely, so membership zone, we're trying to, like I had said earlier, my goals, push more about the SIGs. So this QR code does go to the NSBE.org website, just so you are able to look at the SIGs and read anything and learn about the directors. I highly, highly, highly encourage doing these and joining these things, and at least just finding out a little bit if you are able to. Right now, like I said, so the process improvement SIG, they this past weekend just did a Lean Six Sigma yellow belt training. How this is beneficial for you if you do have that on your resume. Companies do look at you, if you understand how to take a project and not have so much waste when you are trying to complete it, and you kind of understand and you can pinpoint those things. And obviously you are able to increase, which goes a green belt, and then you'll go to a black belt and master black belt, where you are able to train other people. Definitely these SIGs help. So definitely have YTP, woman in STEM, transportation. I would love everyone to start, paying attention to SIGs. So if you're able to scan this. But yes, but I will now transfer it over to Justin for the program zone.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ariella. And yeah, so again, my name is Justin. I am the Collegiate Initiative Chair, and I'll be going over the program sides again today. And, as Ariella mentioned, a lot of my position is giving and helping young professionals bridge the gap in getting into the professional world, because, as we all know, you spend more time in NSBE as a professional. So yeah, thank you. Go to the next slide, please. So just starting off with this year's program's goals, and as a lot of other members have mentioned, nationally and regionally, we are aligning our programming to make sure that we are delivering concise and appropriate messaging and programs for the region. So we definitely want to support 4 different chapter level programs within Region 1 and make sure that Region 1 is continuing the successful level of programming that we've had. And again, as usual, just making sure that we give a professional and successful professional mini conference at FRC. So having workshops and different types of events at the conference to professionals to enjoy. And lastly, a new and exciting program that our program zone is working on, kind of just like marketing campaigning. Again, a concise message that allows our members to have conversations that are important to our members all throughout the region. And again, just another way to connect with each other. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, for this year for FRC, this is just some important information. So I will say that the information, the FRC is tentative right now, but you could definitely start planning towards these dates and these price points. So it'll be November 2nd through the 5th in Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the Atlantic City Convention Center. Hotel bookings will be at the Sheraton Atlantic Center, and the tentative rates are posted below. Again, they're still working out some final details. So once information is available, you can go on the NSBE website and register through the Region 1 portal. And again, we are working as a professional board as well with the collegiates to provide, whether it's your first FRC, if you've been FRC several times before, again, the great programming and great information that is always at the Region 1 conference. Next slide, please. And so again, just talking about our program tracks this year. So they, again, are all aligning with our national programming directives. So, and again, these will all be themes that you will see throughout our programming at the FRC. So Unity begins with you and self-improvement and wellness, and you'll definitely see some programming there that takes time to focus on that area. Together we graduate, several programmings on academic excellence, empowering the village, culture, society, and responsibility, again, social justice topics, and creating your career, and again, bridging the gap to get the best jobs we can. So just if you're interested in, or this information is you plan on attending, or you definitely want to help out, as we said, we can definitely use your help, or if you're interested in presenting a workshop, feel free to. Again, I would say the biggest thing that we can ask from you is to join our newsletter, or just reach out to a member if you're interested in any programming, and please just reach out to us. Feel free to just drop your email in the chat, or just ask a question at the end. Again, yeah, please sign up for the newsletter and let us know if you're interested in presenting any workshops. And yeah, I will now, I believe, I'll pass on to the next slide. Redolia.
All right. So thank you, Justin. So I'm back again, everyone. So as I shared, I am the Young Technical Professionals chair here on Region 1. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight some of the programming that they have going on. So they do have something happening tonight. You might still be able to make it after our session, seeing that they are Central Time, but they have a series for their YTP lead program, and it speaks to financial wellness for engineers, and also bridging opportunities between STEM disciplines and possibly careers and other financial opportunities by using your STEM knowledge. Excuse me. So just wanted to put that out there. I believe we have some folks that are a part of other SIGs, whether in leadership roles or otherwise. Please feel free to share your programming information with us. As Justin and Sean stated earlier, definitely email us at r1peb@nsbe.org to have that added to our newsletter, Instagram, other social media platforms. Definitely try my best to follow all the SIGs and stay abreast of what's going on out there, but teamwork makes the dream work. So if something's coming up, definitely send it our way so we can spread the message. Network is net worth is network, right? So by all means, let us know what's going on, and we'd love to help you magnify your presence in the NSBE space. With that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Sermo, our pre-college initiative chair.
Okay, thanks, Redolia. Appreciate that. Good afternoon, everybody, or evening now, right? Hope everybody's having a great day so far. All right, so PCI, Pre-College Initiative. I've had the pleasure of working on the board for a little while here with PCI. So one of our goals that we want to establish this year is to establish a regular cadence for PCI meetings and communication between Region 1 professionals, collegiate, and NSBE junior advisors. Okay, so that's something that we're working on a national level as well. So that's really an initiative. So for us as the professionals to work with the collegiate counterparts, and then also for the chapter PCI representatives and also advisors to be able to get together so we could kind of share some best practices. You know, every region may have things that are specific to their location. So for us in Region 1 in the Northeast, there are probably some things that are specific to our area, and we want to be able to kind of share those and benefit from that synergy and knowledge. So we definitely want to take advantage of that. Anybody who is on from PCI from their respective chapters, we're looking to get together at some point next week. So you could send a email to r1pebpci at nsbe.org and copy in our R1PB programs as well. And we could see how we could connect for next week. So if you have any times that are good for you, drop that in the email and we'll see where we could connect next week. Next initiative is facilitating the creation of 2 new NSBE junior chapters. So there's a couple of different schools that we're in talks with right now that show interest. There's, I know there's one in Massachusetts area. I think we have some out here near me in Long Island. And I know we want to try to get something going in Jersey as well too. So definitely with everything happening, we want to be able to get 2 new NSBE junior chapters started. And then the last one is to collaborate on the execution of a one-day NSBE junior STEM event. So this would be a collaboration. One of the other PEB PCI chairs out in Region 5, he is originally from Region 1. He's a Brooklyn Tech grad down from the city here. And I'll before the meeting is over, I'll drop something in the chat link for YouTube where they've run a pilot of the program in Houston by the Houston Professionals. NSBE is sponsored by HP. It's called NSBE Fresh Start. And it's like a one-day STEM event where we could invite NSBE Junior or even folks that are not fully NSBE Junior members, but this is definitely also a recruiting tool as well. But to be able to get that out to folks in the area and have corporate sponsors, do workshops, have some hands-on things for kids. So we want to take a look at getting something like that going as a pilot here in Region 1. And if we could do that successfully, then we could see how we can make that grow to possibly other zones within R1. All right, so stay tuned for that. And that's it for the PCI update for right now. And I guess I'll stay on because my other hat is R1 PEB Treasurer. So let's talk about Finance Zone. All right, thank you, Reed. All right, so Finance Zone goals. So goal number 1 is to attract 2 to 3 new corporate sponsors, right? So definitely we want to be able to spread the word on what our goals are with NSBE. I think this is definitely a great time right now in terms of the climate. Everyone is really looking at DEI and how they can tap into talent where their companies can be more inclusive and have more diversity. So we think this is really a great time for us to, spread the word on what we're about with NSBE and highlight the talent that we have within our organization. So 2 to 3 new corporate sponsors. Along with that, in a similar vein, our second goal is to establish a baseline of recurring corporate sponsorships. So we want to really be able to take some of the best practices of companies. I think right now everyone is looking for subscribers. Everyone is looking for consistent, repetitive income, and us as an organization should be no different. So we appreciate all the companies and their partnerships. So what we want to do is really just kind of start to lock in these companies in sort of multi-year giving scenarios, and how can we really establish a baseline so we know next year as a base what we're bringing in as a region and what sponsorships are happening. And that leads into goal number 3, which is to at least create 2 more scholarships opportunities for the Region 1 PCI and collegiate members. So as we attract corporate sponsors and start to have a strong baseline of recurring business, recurring donors, and really building long-term relationships, then we want to really for that to trickle down into the PCI and also the collegiate in terms of scholarships. Let's work this so we could get some more funds into the hands of our members and really be able to make that work. So those are our goals for Finance Zone. Any thoughts, any questions, please? It's R1PEB Treasurer at nsbe.org, and we'll be happy to talk if you have any ideas or thoughts. And Dev, we still have an opening for a finance chair as well too. So we'd love to work with folks that have the interests at heart of the organization and be ready to help us achieve these goals. So thanks.
Ariella, Leno.
I can come on. First, I just want to say thank you to the entire board for the updates. As you can see, we are very busy. We are very, motivated to make sure that we are serving our membership and our board to the best of our ability. We have a great board this year. So hopefully what you heard excited you, it made you want to, lock in with us and connect with us. So we definitely shared a bunch of links that were presented throughout in the chat. So make sure that you check those out. But right now, we want to just open it up for questions. Any questions on anything that you've heard or did not hear this evening? Feel free to raise your hand, come off mute, or throw your question in the chat and we will grab it. This will be the first time I'm in a room with NSBE folks, and there's not one question. Give it another few seconds of dead silence. But if there, in case there's any questions or remarks that you would like to make. Awesome. Thank you, James. Thank you. And be on the lookout. Yeah, we definitely shared a link to our newsletter to connect with us. And Ria's been doing an amazing job of making sure that our newsletters have been updated with a lot of information. So please, please follow us. I see some raised hands. Alfred, you can come off mute.
Sorry, thank you. Sorry about that. I just noticed. Great content, great information. My name is Alfred Ojukwu. I'm part of the HiSig, the healthcare membership leg. I met with a few of you guys at the NSBE PDC. I'm here in New York. I'm actually in downtown New York now, trying to make sure we stay connected. I work very closely with Dolu and John Thomas on a lot of opportunities. And one of the things I'm trying to do is make sure people understand where we can partner. So my curiosity is really around, if we wanted to work with you guys side and side to do we have a couple of seminar opportunities, webinar opportunities that we want to deliver with Region 1. Who would I work with? And because I really want to get that going and make sure that you guys have the ability to kind of connect with individuals that are in this space and want to grow their career or their opportunities for advancement in the space. Who would I work with to get that going?
As far as webinars, seminars, programming, it would be our programs chair, Shane. Justin is on here representing as a CI chair in that zone. So I just threw that in there. I'm going to put in our overall R1PEB email. So make sure you definitely, just use that, and that gets to the whole board. If you send something to R1PEB, everyone gets it. So if there's an opportunity, one of us might miss an email, someone else will pick it up. So I think that would be your best bet if you're trying to reach out to us. So, yeah.
Thank you, Lynette. And then just out of curiosity, do you all have anything planned in the next 2 to 3 months that would conflict or that we could potentially work with you guys on, or is it kind of let us know and then we'll work it out?
Absolutely. I mean, FRC in our fall zones, FRC is probably the biggest thing right now that we're trying to gear up for and make sure we support. So like if there's any kind of collaborations you want to do in that area, that would be the first thing that I can think of. But we can also create some kind of one-off kind of online webinar opportunities as well, or in person if it makes sense. So definitely would love to connect and see what we can do for sure.
Oh, yeah, I would love to come to FRC, but it falls at the same time as Afrotech, November 1st and November 5th. No, you're smiling.
Yeah.
No, I see you smiling. If I could put myself in 2 places, I'll be there and here at the same time. So
I understand. But yeah, no, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add on, Alfred. So just something to share with everyone else in the group. I'm also a part of the ITTT SIG. I serve on the communications team. And so I know that HiSig has been working with Tony or vice versa. Either way, I know there's collaboration there. So if we can have a nice trifecta, if you will, then that's also an option. So I know ITTT, we're still working through our calendar, but just wanted to put that out there as well if there's an opportunity to collaborate across the 3.
Yeah,
that would be perfect. I think to add to that, I know we were working on a hackathon project. I don't know if they connected with you guys on that. Again, all the support Dolu's on as well, but I think that would be one of those opportunities where we can say, hey, let's see if we can identify the right students, the right folks that are interested, and pull in R1, get you guys involved, make sure you guys are getting some credit for the ability to deliver a great hackathon program. Let's talk offline and see how we can make that happen as well.
Yeah, hackathon is something that we've wanted to do for about a year now. So made connections with a few kind of off organizations that specialize in that as well. So like, yeah, I think I would speak for the board and say I think we would love to do that. So Ariella, I see you trying to connect with Ariella. That would be a great person to start with. She could pull us in, Shane and others that want to be involved in that conversation. So
yeah, I would definitely say just email R1PB at NSBE, because I think that's going to be the village participating in that for sure.
All right, yeah, you can drop your email. Again, I'm still getting used to all the emails. And so I'll figure out who to email and work with Dolu to make it happen. But thank you for the opportunity to share that.
Yeah, we do all of those in there. R1PEB. It's in the chat. Awesome. Thank you, Alfred. Any other questions, comments, collaborations out there?
Hey, Linnell, just
Mhm.
just want to reiterate that I did drop that that YouTube link right above the crickets chirping. That's the one for the that pilot program for that Fresh Start NSBE in Houston. They did an R5.
Oh, awesome.
All right, so that's sort of what we would like to run as a pilot here in R1.
Nice. Well, I won't keep everyone. Again, thank you all. We are excited for this year. We hope to hear from you. Please don't be a stranger. Please grab all of the links that are. Oh, Jordan, yes. If you did you. Oh, I didn't know if you were waving or putting your hand up. But either way, please grab all of the links in the chat before you go. Grab our email. Feel free to reach out to us. R1PEB will get you everyone on the board, so the right person will connect with you if you're trying to connect with any of us. Jordan, yes, quick question. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to come off mute, feel free to. Oh, you couldn't unmute. You can throw it in the chat. Slide about 6. Ree, can you go back to that one? Oh, okay, awesome. Cool. Well, I'm going to end it. Feel free if you guys want to hang around for a while, you can. But I'm going to allow people, if they want to, exit, they can. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you very much for attending. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks everybody. Stephanie, I was trying to say if you put your email in the chat, I could send you a list of the NSBE Junior Schools. Okay, cool.